And there's a conversation that's going on between him and the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman. Our fathers worshiped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Yahushua saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Listen to that. Again, tying into what he said to the Talmudim about the temples being destroyed. There's a time that's coming, it's not going to be at Jerusalem, it's not going to be in that mountain. Where's it going to be? I believe Dawid, he said, wherever I go, to paraphrase, even if it's the pits of the grave, you there. So where can we go in the world where the Creator is not there? That's why he said, wherever I place my name. So now, what we have to understand, the name is not just in Qul Alahiym. The name has been placed in us. So wherever we go, the Creator goes with us. So now, taking that into consideration, verse 22, ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of Yahudim. But the hour comes, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. Allah is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. In spirit simply meaning as we are moved by Ruach HaKodesh, which is now placed in us by the name, you see, or incorporating the name within us. In truth, meaning according to the word. So let's back that up. In Psalms chapter 119, first passage, 142. Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your law is the truth. Verse 151. You are near, Yahweh, and all your commandments are truth. See? So it is according to that word, and a part of that word incorporates the observance of these feast days. So wherever you are, Israel, we are obligated to observe these commanded holy days because of what they testify to. But let's continue. Now we want to go back and we're going to look at something else that's to tie into a further fulfillment or magnification of the Torah and making it honorable. So Leviticus 23 verse 11, this is what we refer to as Reshit Omer. Okay? It states, and he shall wave the sheep before Yahweh to be accepted for you on the morrow after Shabbat. The priest shall wave it. Now there's some controversy among Judaism regarding which Shabbat this should be, because what they have done, which is contrary to what he said, okay, they have actually assigned a date to the Feast of Weeks. Not so. You weren't supposed to do that, because he gave a specific instruction on how to calculate that day, and it's supposed to be every Feast of Weeks. It's going to fall after the seventh day Shabbat. Now there are two houses of thought among Judaism. You have the Bet Hillel, who teach that the Shabbat that is referred to is one of the days of unleavened bread, the first day of unleavened bread. Then you have Bet Shammai. Now Bet Shammai actually had the correct interpretation as it goes pertaining to keeping this observance and being on the correct count to observe Shabbat or, the Feast of Weeks. which is tomorrow after the 7th day Sabbath, which falls within the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Because now you're supposed to count 7 Shabbat, 7 Sabbaths. Okay? And after the 7th Sabbath, you have to get to 50. Because a week consists of 7 days, Shabbat being the 7th day, you count 7 times 7, that's 49. Tomorrow after Shabbat is 50. Simple mathematics. Okay? Let's move on. Here is teaching us that something is going to take place as far as this particular sheep, and the priest now presenting it, waving it before Yahweh. So let's see how this was fulfilled. We're almost done. John chapter 20 verse 1, which states, the first day of the week. Now we understand Shabbat, 7th day, tomorrow after Shabbat is the first day of the week. The first day of the week cometh Miriam of Magdala, early, when it was yet dark, unto the sepulchre, and seeth the stone taken away from the sepulchre. Now let's go down to verse 14. And when she had said thus, she turned herself back and saw Yahushua standing, and knew not that it was Yahushua. Yahushua said unto her, Woman, why weepest thou? Whom seekest thou? She, supposing him to be the gardener, saith unto him, Sir, if you have borne him hence, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away. And Yahushua saith unto her, Miriam. She turned herself and saith unto him, Rabboni, which is to say, Master. And Yahushua saith unto her, Touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father. But go to my brethren and say unto them, I ascend unto my Father and your Father, and to my Allah and your Allah. This is a fulfillment of what we just read in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 11. Again, if these are fulfillments of observances that were commanded, observances which are stated to be shadows of things to come, what else do we have in store? So for all Christians who are being taught that we are no longer obliged to observe Yahweh's holy days, you must first ask why. Secondly, if we are to no longer observe the commanded holy days, how do you explain the observance of holidays that are not commanded? How can you promote Christmas when the Bible in no way, shape, or form ever mentions the date Mashiach was born? But you keep that date. But then on the other hand, you teach we're not supposed to keep what the Bible clearly and explicitly teaches. Think about yourselves. Think about the doctrines that are being promoted by your practice. For all Hebrew Israelites who are being taught that we're not supposed to keep the holy days outside the land of Israel, you too must ask why. Remember Daniel 7:25. If the enemy of Alahiym is changing the appointed times, does this mean the saints should be observing them to maintain their relevance? Contrary to the misinterpreted opinion, brothers and sisters, the holy days of Yahweh are still obligatory for Israel today. Why, you may ask? Hopefully throughout the course of this lesson, you have at least seen that they laid out Yahweh's plan of salvation, which is why the enemy has worked very hard, changing the days of the week, changing the months of the year, even changing how we count a day. People think that a day begins at 12 midnight in the midst of darkness, when the Bible says it begins at the sunset. Much earlier than that. Next time, we'll be dealing with the truth about Tzitzit. Until then, my brothers and sisters, I just ask that all of you prayerfully and humbly sincerely ask the Most High to lead and guide you to His Amen. Shalom Lachem Mishpacha.